The King Slime. It is one of the first boss and also one of the easiest. It's a huge slime with a crown and with a guy inside that attacks the player by jumping around and summoning smaller slimes. It can also teleport when it gets stuck or to directly attack the player. The Eye of Cthulhu. Similarly, it attacks by flying around and summons smaller minions. In its second phase, the Eye of Cthulhu changes from a regular eyeball to a scary mouth with teeth. It becomes aggressive and attacks by dashing or charging, dealing considerable damage. The Eater of World. The Eater of World can be found in the Corruption biome. Is a Gant worm made up of many segments. Each segment having their own health. Killing a segment results splitting the worm. The Brain of Cthulhu is a huge brain that's surrounded by creepers. In its second phase, it teleports around and creates mirror images to confuse players. The Queen Bee. It is usually found in the beehive. And you can summon it by breaking its larva. It attacks by charging at the player, shooting stingers and summoning smaller bees.
The Deerclops is a large, one-eyed monster with antlers and a furry, monstrous body. Found in the ice biome. It attacks by roaring, throwing debris and stomping on the ground.
The Skeletron. It attacks by slapping or head-spinning at the player. Defeating Skeletron grants access to the dungeon. Otherwise, the Dungeon Guardian spawn. The Dungeon Guardian can one-hit players. Also, Skeletron must be defeated before dawn. The Walls of Flesh. Found in the underworld. You summon it by throwing a guide voodoo doll into lava. It looks like a giant wall with eyes and mouths. It moves across the screen, shooting lasers and spawning enemies. Defeating it allows players to continue to hard mode. The Queen Slime. She is a large, pink, crystalline slime with a crown. She attacks by jumping, shooting crystals, and summoning smaller slimes. In her second phase, she grows wings and starts flying, making her attacks challenging. The Twins. They're one of 3 mechanical bosses. Made up of 2 cybernetic eyes named Retinazer and Spazmatism, who shoots lasers and breathe fire. The Destroyer. A mechanical worm boss that attacks by burrowing through the ground and shooting lasers from the segments along its body. The Skeletron
Prime.
It's a mechanical and weaponized version of Skeletron. It has a vice, saw, laser, and cannon limbs, each having attack patterns. These must be destroyed to defeat the head. The Plantera. It is a large flower-like boss that you can summon after defeating the mechanical bosses and upon breaking Plantera's bulb in the jungle. Defeating it grants access to the temple. The Golem. It's a stone-like humanoid creature that shoots laser, and fireballs. It is summoned by using Lizard Power Cell in the Lizard Altar. The Lunatic Cultist. It looks like a robed figure with a hood. It attacks with elemental spells and can clone itself that needs to be defeated. Defeating Lunatic Cultist triggers the last phase of the game, the event of lunar events.
Duke Fishron is a large pig, shark and dragon hybrid boss that can be summoned using truffle worm as a bait while fishing in the ocean. It attacks by charging at the player, shooting bubbles and creates tornado that shoots shark projectiles. The Empress of Light. She has a fairy-like appearance with colorful glowing wings. You can summon her by killing a prismatic lacewing in the Hallow biome at night. She attacks with various light elements and she's considered to be one of the hardest boss, as she can instantly kill players with her attacks during daytime.
The Moon Lord is a massive otherworldly entity with a large moon-like head and multiple eyes. It has a grotesque, alien-like appearance with numerous tentacles. It shoots beams from its eyes and mouth. Fires a powerful long-range laser from its head that cause a ton of damage. It becomes more aggressive as it loses health. Defeating the Moon Lord in a Terraria signifies that the player has completed the main progression of the game.